All right, hey everyone, it's Chin. Welcome to part one of the sales series. Today we'll be talking a little bit about sales versus marketing, and I'll go into a bit on push and pull marketing. Sales and marketing are actually very similar, and they run very well hand in hand, which is why we'll start the series by discussing this topic. I promise I won't go into too much detail on marketing. This series is, after all, really focused on sales. So quickly on the marketing side of things, marketing is what we define as inbound. What that means is what we're trying to do with marketing is we're trying to drive customers to come to you instead of you reaching out to your customers to sell. Entrepreneurs tend to be overly reliant on marketing, and I find that this is more common in the early stages because it's a lot less challenging for someone to get started with a lot of the processes in marketing, and you don't have to be faced or worry about direct rejection. So a bit more on marketing then. Marketing tends to fall under two main categories, push versus pull, or some people say inbound versus outbound. I think push versus pull is a better way of describing it. So push marketing is when you take your company or product to the customer, thereby increasing exposure and awareness. It is interruptive in nature, which is one of the main features. You're trying to get customers to notice you, right? Examples of push marketing include ads online, on the TV, on radio. Some people argue that ads are pull. I disagree. I feel that ads are interruptive in nature, and you're trying to get in front of your customers, so therefore you're pushing things on them, and they're not organically coming to you. Other forms of push marketing include visual merchandising. So if you walk around a mall and you see different display ads or different products displayed in the window, that's also push marketing. Product placement. So if you watch movies, if you look at an Instagram feed from an influencer, product placement falls under push marketing as well. Direct sales also falls under push marketing. And when I mean direct sales here, I'm talking more about events, trade shows, going out on the street, selling face-to-face. Those kind of activities typically fall under the marketing budget as well, under events. So that's why I'm including them in this realm of push marketing. On the pull marketing side of things, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get your customers to come to you. And the key that you're focusing primarily on in pull marketing is driving some sense of loyalty or expertise. So some good examples will be creating content, being a thought leader in the space, typically through blogging, webinars, live videos, things like that. Another good example of pull marketing would be designing strong referral programs. Another thing could be SEO. So working on the SEO for your website or your company, that's a form of pull marketing as well. And of course, good account management as well. So for customers that have already converted, trying to get them to convert and come back over and over again. On the sales side of things then, sales is more outbound. So what you're trying to do in sales, the way I see it, typically with sales, is when you're involving someone who is actively pursuing certain activities to engage with a customer. So for example, if you're a prospecting customer, you're coming up with a list of leads to reach out to, that's a sales activity. If you're qualifying leads, so it might be through getting people to fill out a form, jumping on a phone call, interviewing customers, doing those discovery calls, those are qualifying things that you do in sales. Trying to close someone. So if you're in conversation with a customer and you're trying to get them across the line, maybe by doing some demos, figuring out the problems, offering the solutions, and kind of closing them, that's all part of sales. Handling onboarding and admissions processes, that also falls under sales. So if you've designed an organization where people naturally come in to you through a marketing channel, and you just need to get them to start using your product, that would also fall more under the sales side of things. So that's it for sales and marketing. I'll keep this short. Keep an eye out for next week's session. Next week's session is going to be on startup sales and what to look out for as you're launching a new company and just starting to build your sales process. So do subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions about sales, feel free to comment down below, and I'll be happy to answer it before we go into the topic next session.